What's up, everybody? Rob Nakamura, and I'm here with the High Chief, Zac Pauga. Together, we're fully hydrated, and we're getting into Polynesians making predictions. We're looking forward to the very next UFC event that's being held overseas. So, check your local times. I'm going to be waking up 7 a.m. So everybody else wake up nice and early to enjoy some combat for breakfast. One of our favorite things to do. And this event is headlined by Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. We don't go through the whole card. We just do the main event. We don't tell each other our picks beforehand. So, folks, comment, drop some names, give some predictions. Who do you expect to do well? And we will give you a banger alert, something on the card where you shouldn't blink, you shouldn't miss. And for all the jokes and stuff that we say, betting and picking on fights is hard. These are just our opinions. But we are super, super good at banger alerts. We're 9 of 10. Easy. So stick around for that part. All right. I don't know if all of these are listed because sometimes Tapology kind of be screwing me over. Spivak versus Shamil Gaziev opening the main card. That's what we got. The heavyweights, my man's favorite division, getting that main card started. The odds, -185 for Gaziev, +140 in Spivak. What you got, dude?
So for my pick, it's Shamil Gaziev. I think he's a killer. He's tried and true, successful fighter. Spivak is so weird. Sometimes he destroys guys and you're like, who is this? And then in other times he looks like he doesn't know how to fight. So you never know you don't know who's going to show up. If you're looking for a dog to put your money on, he might be a good pick, but it's super not a good book. He might get you some money or he might just totally tank. But Gaziev is way safer pick.
I agree with you on that. Spivak, I like him a lot. I've campaigned for him in many, many different spots throughout his career. This may be weird, and it just kind of hit me. That's why I'm pausing here. Is since he's gotten his physique in order in recent times, he's gotten himself in way better shape and stayed that way, which sometimes heavyweight fighters, no disrespect, sometimes they'll get in shape and then sometimes they'll forget and then they'll come back. He got on the train and stayed on it, and that has not yielded consistent results for him. His results are more inconsistent that his body is consistent. And that's just my observation, just weirdness. Anyways, all that being said, for me to say, go Gaziev, I support you in this campaign, only on the sense that I don't know what Spivak is going to show up. I don't know which one version. All right, going up in the event, we have Jack Hermanson versus Mikbek Orobai, or Early Man, as some people like to call him. And the odds makers have +165 for Hermanson, -215 for Orobai. Sir?
I'm going with Orobai. He's a savage. He's a killer. I feel like we're talking about these almost once a week. This is just another one where they're just trotting out, hey, remember this guy? Remember this guy you used to like? This new guy is going to kill him, and now you're going to like this guy. I hope Hermanson's got some tricks left in the bag, but I would not bet on it.
Yeah, that's the truth. And also, one thing I got to say about Orobai's fight weeks is the amount of memes and comedic shit that's going to come out of the community. He has a nickname of Early Man. For better or worse, he has a very recognizable face. He does look like our early ancestors. He just does. But I hope he can parlay that into a whole lot of money, into a whole lot of some kind of endorsements or something. Yeah, and Jack is definitely... It's crazy to think that Jack is like a fighter of yesterday already. The fight game moves fast and it's awkward, but yes, my pick is in alignment with yours, my dude. I'm going with Mr. Orobai. All right, going up a spot to the light heavyweight division, one of my favorites, Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menefield. The odds makers have Ozdemir at -250, Menefield +190. And I just want to say, I don't go now too much into the fight history, but I do find it interesting that Ozdemir lost his last fight, Menefield won his last fight, and Menefield's the underdog. random observations on my end. Mr. Pauga, what you got?
So we need the devil meme here. Both these guys are my friends. Both of these guys are friends of mine. And I don't know if I don't want to pick against either of them, but I know who's going to win this fight better than probably any other fight I've ever picked before. And so Volkan he's my pick. I'm picking Ozdemir. He's really good. Obviously, Menifield has the nuclear option, right? He can knock anybody's head off. But I'm picking Ozdemir. Fun facts for Volkan. I'm sure, I mean, that's not a secret, right? He had his US visa revoked like 3 years ago. Longer, like 5 years ago. His visa taken away for getting in a fight on South Beach, right? So he can't fight in America. And so he's on every single international card. Every 2 or 3 months of the international card, Volkan.
That sucks. Fighter does fighting outside of fighting, and then you ban him. Yeah. Silly. Just regular fighting is silly.
Here's the deal. If you're a professional fighter, you can't be getting in fights outside the ring. They're not going to take it easy on you. They're not going to be nice to you in any way, shape, or form. And if you're from Switzerland, they're going to kick you out of America.
Well, I know this is going back 10 steps, but John Pork, maybe your visa's going to get taken.
Yeah,
huh, buddy?
yeah.
You gotta think. All right. Honestly, my initial inclination is to go with Ozdemir. He's been fighting at the higher levels, all that and whatnot. But we're overseas. We got to make noise for the boys. USA, USA, USA. Let's go, Zoe. Menifield is my pick for literally no reason other than what you said, the nuclear option, which is America's always option. Screaming Eagle sounds, let's go. Ozdemir probably wins this, but come on, Zoe. Let's fuck up the script.
It worked out for you last week. It worked out for you picking against Leon last week.
And I have nothing against Switzerland. I love Switzerland.
Yeah.
Go Switzerland. All right. Co-main event of the evening. Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary. The odds makers have Mr. Gary as the favorite, -190 plus 150 in the former world champion and Muhammad. What do you got, my friend?
So my pick is uneducated. I'll tell you what. I'm picking Ian Gary. He could win. He very well could win. But the reason I'm picking Ian Gary and the reason I'm watching this so closely, because I just said Islam's the best in the game right now. Bilal is not going to fight Islam. He's already come out and said, I won't fight Islam. What? We need to see if Ian has what it takes. He's surprised us all along the way, right? Lost to Shavkat. It's his only loss. This is the test. We're going to see, does he have the ability to deal with wrestling, basically? And JDM showed us that Bilal's wrestling is not the same level as Islam's. So if he can't stop Bilal, he's not going to stop Islam. So that's why I'm picking Ian. But that's
very educated reasons. I also want to say shout out to Gary for incrementally turning up the knob throughout his career. Like if you go look up his resume, every step of the way is not 2 clicks. It's not 5 clicks up. It's 1 click at a time, 1 progressive step at a time, which I respect a whole lot. It feels like nowadays young fighters are pressured into like being world champion by the time you're 25 or die. And I'm glad he didn't subscribe to that. That part I respect a lot. On the other side, Bilal, I did not hear this, so I'm sorry, dude. As a pro fighter, the only person you are allowed to say you are not going to fight is your blood relatives. In my opinion, that's the only people you're not allowed to fight. Allowed not to fight.
Or at the very least, someone in your camp, right? Not in someone else's camp that you're friends with, right?
That's the big super big weirdness. All right. Well, not making it easy for me to do, but I do believe that Bilal does have the skill sets to win this fight. And he is American, even though he likes to walk out with the Palestinian flag, which is totally his choice and not a big deal. And I'm not making a big deal about it. He's still American. So with that being said, let's go USA, Bilal. Let's end this story. Let's take away the shine. Let's give an excuse for people to hate on Ian Gary because the crowd loves turning on people with one single loss. And you can do this, my friend. So my pick is Bilal Muhammad. But just like the last match, I do expect Gary to probably win this. So I'm being contradictory in all this fight card, and I don't care. I'm still doing it. All right. Main event of the evening, Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. It's been a while since we've seen this guy's face. There's stories to it, but I'm going to save that for later. He's coming out massive favorite, negative 440 for Tsarukyan, plus 310 for the Hangman and Mr. Hooker. Sir, what you got?
I am going with an uneducated, not uneducated. I keep saying uneducated. I don't like that term. I'm going with my friend Dan Hooker, right? Dan Hooker, Arman, really good. Really, really good. Dan has flashes where he is one of the scariest fighters in there, and he can drag people into fights that they don't want to be in, which is the one thing we've never really seen from Arman. We've never seen him in a real fight, right? In a real brawl. So hopefully that's what we'll get. So I'm picking Dan.
I'm the guy doing uneducated picks. You got very educated and scientific picks. I'm always shooting from half courts with the sky hooks, barring your line. But yes, now here's me being a fan. I like Dan. I like Dan a lot. He's friends with one of my friends. Now he's friends. I didn't know he was super cool with Zach. Now he's friends with all my friends. So why wouldn't I support this guy? I have no reason to be against Arman. I criticize him for, me using the words ducking and refusing a couple fights, and then that wasn't the problem. But then bitching about, oh, I'm gonna get penalized for not getting a title fight not because of your heritage, not because of your haircut, because you said no to multiple fights, bro. Like let's keep it real. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, negative 440. Vegas is telling you something, people. And I'm here proudly repping for Vegas. They're telling you, I'm listening. That is my official pick. I'm picking Arman Tsarukyan, but just like I've been a hypocrite, this whole night is basically my theme. My heart, my want, and who I'm cheering for the whole damn time is Dan Hooker. Let's go, Dan. Do something amazing. I hope so. And shout out to Dan Hooker, arguably, maybe one of the best fight promoters of all time. If you haven't seen his 1 minute scraps, go onto YouTube, look up Dan Hooker's fight promotion. I think it's 1 minute fights or whatever. One of the most genius concepts, best things ever. Go. You're on YouTube right now. So right when you're done with this, go over there and do that. We got banger alerts. This is where we look at something on the card that is going to be great. And we are really good at calling these out. And since I've said that twice, I've just jinxed it. Mark my words. Zach, what do you got, my dude?
Well, we're really going to find out if Rob is good at it, because I know I'm stealing his. I promise I'm stealing his right now, because I'm calling out Kyoji Haraguchi versus Tagir Lanbikov. If you don't know who Haraguchi is, right, or if you like, the fact that he's on the prelims is ridiculous. This is a legit good fighter, OG vet, who, was in Bellator, went to Ryzen champion. Dude, he's an amazing fighter, and he's going to put on a show.
Damn, you're right. You're right about that. Stole that one. Yeah, Haraguchi is now the hope for Japan, if you will, to try to get a Ryzen fighter over the line. That's the narrative. That's what's hoping to happen. Unfortunately, he's really good. And then the unfortunate part is that he's also been the B-side of some of the most epic highlight reels that have ever happened. So good luck, Mr. Haraguchi. With that being said, I'm going to go with my alternative banger alert in Bezkat Almakan versus Alexandre Topuria. Yes, Ilya's brother. Also, Bezkat is pretty damn good. I don't know if he's pinged everybody's radars yet, but he's one of those guys that has my attention 100%. And this is where I'm going, that I'm not really sure this is going to be a firefight, but one of these two could be somebody's is going to take the next step up. And that's why this is my banger alert. Even though I'm not 100% sure how spicy it's going to be, I think we're going to get a definitive, hey, we got to start paying attention to this guy from this match. All right. My man, I know we said a lot of things. Just want to say, is there anything else you want to say before we go our separate ways?
Nothing for me. I feel like I said a lot tonight.
Once again, folks, check your local times. Early fights, West Coast time. I'll be up 7 a.m. eating breakfast and enjoying these scraps. So check your time wherever you may be. Thank you for going the distance with us. It's been a good time. We'll see you next time. But in the meantime, stay fully hydrated. All right.